This is the conventional deadlift. For this exercise, you will need a barbell and some plates. What we're going to do first is we're going to go over how to approach the bar and set up for this exercise. When you approach the bar, you want your feet to be about shoulder width apart, and the bar is going to be over the laces of your shoes or over the tops of your feet if you are shoeless. You are going to reach your arms straight down right outside of your legs, and you can either do this traditional grip here, but if your grip ever starts to fail, or you find yourself losing your grip in your deadlift as it gets heavier, you can do this reverse grip here to help as those muscles fatigue. Okay, this movement has several cues, so buckle up and be prepared to take some notes. Once again, one of the most important parts of this movement is maintaining a neutral spine. And we do that by drawing those lats down and back and getting in a big diaphragmatic breath so that we can maintain our brace throughout this movement. Notice how before I get ready to complete a rep, I draw my lats down and I take a big breath right before I lift. And no matter how heavy or how light the weight is, I constantly maintain that lat engagement as I lift the weight. That, along with my brace, is what helps me maintain a neutral spine throughout this lift, again, no matter how light or how heavy the weight may be. The next cue I want to talk about is torque. So putting torque on the bar is super important. Some people also call this the click test. But what I want you to think about doing before you lift this bar is putting some torque on it. And some people like to use the cue, bend the bar, break the bar in half with your hands. I also like the analogy of wedging yourself down into the bar. So it's almost as if you were going to try and pick the bar up a little bit as you settle those hips down, draw those lats down and back, and take that big brace. So you're thinking about putting so much torque on the bar that if someone were to immediately remove the bar, you would just spring right up into the air from how much torque you were putting on it. Next, I'd like to remind you about what your hips are doing. When you begin to stand, I do not want your hips to be the first thing that rises. I want you to make sure that you get those hips down, and then you pick the bar up and hips follow. Here's a good example of what not to do. Notice that my hips are the first thing to go up as I lift this bar. Also, I apologize. I am laughing at how truly weird and awful it felt to do it this badly. And here's the very last clip of the correct movement, just so that we don't get confused. Good luck and Godspeed.